Hello and welcome back to my garage here in Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. As you can see, I've been a bit busy here. I made a couple of trips to the junkyard. I forgot a few things when I built my new computer and installed the game again. I forgot that there are quite a few cars in the base game and in the DLC packs that are not found by default in the junkyard. And I had to remember to go into the config files for each individual vehicle and add Junkyard to the script, so that now the Junkyard has a lot more cars showing up in it. I also forgot to restore my banner up there, which I have since done. But things are pretty much back the way they were. I guess the cloud save remembered the only real changes I made in here was I did change the floor, and I changed the color of the lifts. The other various changes that they make, none of it really appealed to me that much. I thought about using like one of the tile floors, but it just seemed a bit too busy. Same thing with the wood floor. I did turn off as many of the stains as I could because we run a clean garage here, even though we have a puddle of something here, and these mashed garbages that you can't get rid of, which annoys me to no end. But other than that, everything is pretty much the way it was. I don't understand why we have this huge puddle here. I mean, there's these pipes over here, but why would they be leaking all the way over here? It's just dumb. I wish you could get rid of it. But anyway, I have a bunch of cars in here to get rid of. These are the two Roadrunners that I had last time. They're both completely done now. Nicely set up and everything. This is seriously one of my favorite cars to work on. I really enjoy doing these. This one is this olive drab is like the factory color for this car, and this color on this one with the stripe. It came with the stripe from the junkyard, and I decided to go ahead and keep it. And the red is the factory color for that one as well. And these are both actually came out to be the same value. They're 104, 547. Yeah, like so. 104, 547 for both of those cars. And then over here we have a Porsche Carrera GT. And this is one of the ones that isn't found in the junkyard by default. I had to go in and add it to make it show up there. And this one came out. This is the factory color, this sort of gunmetal gray, which I like, so I kept it. And this one is $362,000 and change. Yeah, almost $363,000. And then this over here is a Porsche 911 Turbo. And I've been wanting to do a turbo because I've done a lot of the 911 RS Americas lately, which are the non-turbo engine. This one, of course, does have the turbo, which you can see down here, and it's got this intercooler on top of it. So that's the big difference between the two of them. This blue is the factory color. I experimented with some of the liveries for it. There's a livery that puts a paint stripe across the bottom of the car, and it says turbo along this area between the door and the quarter panel. It says turbo along this stretch, and I experimented with a couple of those. There's a white one and a black one and a gray one, and none of them looked good with this color, so I decided to not do it at all. And this one is $339,000, almost $340,000 for this car. And then finally, this is a Dodge Ram 3500. And this one I did indulge myself with because the color, the factory color on this was this dirty brown. It was this light beige. It was really kind of unpleasant. So I decided to go red because red looks good on everything. And the black stripes, I think, really work with it as well. They actually run. No, not. There's another. Oh no, that was the Atlanta, the Bolt Atlanta, where the stripes actually ran through the bed. This clearly has like a bed liner or something in it, so the stripes, if they're there, are under it. But this one came out nicely. I like how it looks. I'm not a truck guy, but it's worth a lot of money. So this one is 300 and something thousand, 309,000. So right now, the three cars on the lifts were roughly 350, 300. If we just round them off to 300,000 each, that's $900,000 for these three cars and 100,000 each for the two back there. So we just made $1.1 million minimum for what these cars were. And that's hey, that's the show, everybody. But no, let's see if we can find something cool to do. This one, body parts, paint. This one might. Let's do this This one we can do pretty quick because it's just exhaust and body, and we might be able to get a case out of it. I always end up doing more than it wants me to on these because the bodies usually look like total crap. So I take them all apart and I repair everything, replace everything, and make the car look nice. I also fix up the frame. I didn't see if it wanted me to paint it in the factory color, but I just can't do a car where it wants me to, let's see, 1%, that's everything. Yeah, see, it does want me to paint it in the stock color. And I just can't do that on a car that's all beat up and rusty. That's just dumb. So let's clean it up. I also do the interior because why not? And I can do this kind of thing because I have a lot of money to play with. If you're still working on building up your money, you might not want to do this kind of thing that often. So that should be perfect. And now we can see what we can fix. Anything that's broken enough to require repair, you won't be able to fix on these kind of missions. So let's see what we need. All the glass, the tail lights, the hood and the door, the right door. So all of the window glass, the right door, I think it was the left headlight, both tail lights. And I'm going to replace the license plates too, just because. And those are New Jersey plates. This is just about the only time I bother buying plates from another state. Okay, now we can slap all these things on. I guess I didn't buy a hood. I thought I did. Oh, I didn't take that out. That's why it's looking at me funny. And I can't repair it, so I need to buy another one. So both headlights and both taillights on this car. It'll be interesting afterwards to look at the parts list and see. I mean, clearly it wanted me to, because it wouldn't let me repair the lights. You can't repair the glass anyway, so that doesn't matter. But it wouldn't let me repair the hood and the door because those were too far gone. It might be that those were all the body panels that were required. I kind of went nuts, but that's fine. So what did we need? Oh, okay. Left body window A. It did want both the tail lights. Headlight, taillight, taillight. Didn't want the right headlight, but it was crap, so. Where's that left body window A? Okay, so that body should be done. It's not. Why is the body 96%? What could possibly be left? Well, everything that it wanted me to do is done. Oh, I see it. That should make the body 100% now. And it said the car was loud, so that's going to be that pipe right there for sure. Anything else? Any of the manifold? I think those front pipes still don't look good, but they're probably those front pipes don't look very good, but yeah, it's just the exhaust pipe. Okay, so all we need to do now is pick the right option, paint the car, and that will complete that order. Maybe we'll get a case out of it. So the factory color is a slightly, no, that's, well, I was going to say a lighter purple, but that's closer to fuchsia. I would call it pink, because that's kind of a, I like that. That's a nicer purple than this purple. That's what they want. Maybe the car is like a Sweet 16 gift for somebody's teenager. Okay, so that should be done. Yep. And didn't give us a case. Have some excess bits in here. Alright, let's go to the junkyard and see if we can find something interesting to do. Okay, here we are. Let's see if there's anything out here. That is a Nomad. The dragster version. That's another Atlanta. And this is the Trespasser version. Just did one of those. I think we might be resetting this one and trying it again. I only get 2 cars in here. This is terrible. 2 cars. 2 cars in the whole freaking junkyard. Okay. Oh, there's a, is that a 370Z? I think it is. Okay, keep that one in mind. That's a GT20. This is not a bad car to do. It's an in-game car, but it's nice. It turns out, they usually turn out looking pretty nice. It's kind of, I guess, inspired by the Jaguar E-Type. Maybe a cross between an E-Type and a 240Z. See if there's anything else here. I see a Porsche over there, I think. That's a 65 Mustang. And that's a Bolt Rollet, or yeah, it's a Bolt Rollet. And this is that modded 911. It's the base, it's a variant of the Carrera 4. And what are you? Probably like a Bolt Chapman or Chieftain. And this is 69 Mustang. I think I'll do the 370Z. I love the Nissan Z cars, and I don't think I've done this one before. So let's do this. It's 16,827. Value is 16,347. 354. 16,354. Remember 16,827. That's what we paid for it. Okay, let's go back and get to work. Okay, so rip everything off of it. Yeah, there wasn't a window over there. And there's nothing inside of it. Is there an oil pan? Nope, there isn't. Very rarely is there an oil pan in a junkyard car. Surprises me that there's actually an ABS module, though. There is very rarely an ABS module. Usually it's just the pump. And there doesn't appear to be an air filter. Okay. So it looks like we repaired most of what we took off the car just now. Oh no, not that and not that. So brake servo and ABS module. So front bumper C, front left door. So front bumper C, trunk window. So that's all of that stuff. The battery is on the charger. Radiator A. Which fan housing is it? Fan housing B. You never know which one is which. It can be either just the regular fan housing or it's fan housing B, and I never know which one is which. Let's go get that battery. It should be done now. And I'm going to buy at least one license plate at this point. I don't know if this has a front plate on it. It does not appear to have a front plate. So we need to buy a hood. And I think we repaired those fenders. I bought a door. And I bought the glass. Didn't buy the mirrors, so I need to look and see which mirror it takes. Boy, that's an attractive color. No tail light. Oop. There is a rear bumper. And rear clamshell. Both tail lights. Right body A. Right door. That must be, wow. it's just covered with ugly colors. So we actually have a lot of body parts already. Let's see what we need. Looks like the tail lights, it looks like all the lights are generic and the hood is generic. This is the wrong store. I need this one. And that rear clamshell was like that one. Hold it. Right tail light B. I think I must have bought the wrong one. I need left tail light. Confused myself there for a second. I don't think it had the left tail light. I don't think it had tail light B on it. And then the steering wheel is left trunk tail light. And it's seat 1 leather D. I don't think this car has a back seat to begin with. Okay, so now it looks like a complete car again. God, that color is horrendous. Oh, yuck. Yeah, definitely have to repaint that. And it's like the body is this sort of nondescript. I don't even know what color to describe that as. And then you have these other parts that are dark brown. It's like somebody had one car and they were slapping pieces from another car on it. Ugh. I think this is one that doesn't have any exhaust. It's got the Matchbox car undercarriage. Let's see. I don't think it has any exhaust in it. Yeah, you can see them there. It's molded into like the. It's modeled as part of the bumper, so we don't have to put an exhaust on it. There must be a pump in there. And there was something else I thought I came down here for. Let's see. Oh, I remember. Yeah, I just came to I was replace the fuel tank, check and see if there are any exhaust parts down here that we can replace now, and there aren't any. So let's go ahead and paint it so that it doesn't look so much of an eyesore. What the hell am I doing here? Paint shop. Okay, so that's the factory color. Oh God, that's terrible. What color do we want to paint this? And is there any livery for it? There is not. No livery whatsoever. Okay, what color do we want it to be? That is actually not bad right there. I wonder if I can get it, take it to like 50. That's almost kind of a, I'm actually kind of liking this. 90, that takes it to blue, deep purple. Okay, that works for me. I like that. Oh, yes. That is a pretty color. It's too bad there's no livery for it. And that's a nice deep purple too. Yeah, now that is a nice color. I'm going to have to make a note of those numbers so that I can do that again. I think we're looking at the suspension arm rear end here. So this will be a little bit more complicated than the leaf springs that we did last time. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to take off the wheels. I'm going to take off the brakes. I think I'll stick with these rims. I'll try to repair them. Take these off, and we'll flush all the brakes. In fact, I'm going to take this off now because I can go ahead and do that quickly. I'm going to get that intercooler. I'll go ahead and take the tie rods and the steering rack. Get these things out of the way because those are going to be junk anyway. Yank the drive shaft and the transmission and the clutch parts. And we can go on a quick repair run and replacement bit. Because the tie rods, of course, and the sway bars are all junk. They're all going into the trash can. But we'll replace the clutch with performance parts. And we'll try to repair the wheels, and if we can repair them, we'll chrome them anyway if we have to buy new ones. I think chrome will look really sharp with this color. Okay, let's see what we got here. Nope, gearbox. I don't want to repair any of those things. That drive shaft is garbage. I'll go ahead and buy a full set of disc brakes. And we will buy front shock absorber A. And that's going to require sway end link A. I didn't make a note of which front sway bar it was. Front sway bar. Probably not. You know what? these rims are not. These rims are two-tone color. That one is 7%. Not going to be able to repair that one. And I think if I chrome these, it's just going to chrome the whole thing. If it chromed like the rim part and left the spokes black, I think that would be cool. But I don't think it's going to do that. This one is 6%. Not going to repair that one either. So I repaired 2 rims. Didn't repair the gearbox. That's a bummer. I'm going to try one of these and see what happens. I think I know what it's going to do. Yeah, it's just going to blank it out. I think I may stick with these just because there's some visual difference to them. So rim modern 2B19. And then we have 285/35/19. And then the other one is 245/40/19. Okay, 245/40/19, 245/40/19. So I got that run right. And then 285/35/19. 285/35, that's got to be for the rear. 245 for the front. Okay, that's all of the tires mounted. I think there's like 3 left to balance. There's a bushing in here, and I always think that I should be able to just take this knuckle off and have the bushing come out automatically, but you always have to take it out. Always kind of, it's one of those things that kind of annoys me. It's like these other pieces, these suspension arms, each one of them takes 2 bushings, and fortunately it doesn't make you stick them in there manually, or take them out manually. It's only this one right here that you have to take out manually. Alright, I think we still have like 2 tires to do. Only one. Yeah, 1 tire left to do. Okay, so for this we need 16 bushings, and there's 8 of each. Took me a while to figure that one out, but once I had that memorized, it made things easier. What do we have left? These sway links are not going to be repairable. The rear springs, the shock absorbers. That was shock absorber A. Might be able to repair like the caps or the spring caps, I don't remember. It's not worth it. Rear sway bar B. I wasn't sure about that one. So rear sway bar B. Let's see what we can repair now. Not a lot. Looks like 1 of each arm, both rear drive axles. I may not have actually needed all 4 of those. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I did need them all. Rear axle knuckle housing A. I always like to get these bushings in first because it's really easy to forget them. And once you've built this thing all up, it then becomes more difficult to find stuff if it's on the inside. Okay, so that's 245. The 285s have to go on the rear because they're wider. How do I not have one of those? $285. There it is. I kind of wish I'd chosen a different wheel now. I don't want to repaint the car because I really like the color, but I don't think these rims look very good with it. Okay, that's all done. Let's get that hunk of rust out of there. Okay, so now we should only need to get 8 of these. Yeah. And what's left is... no, not the hub bearings. The stuff that's left is potentially repairable. I saw some things that were in single digits, though. So we're not going to get everything. Yeah. Front axle knuckle cover and crossmember B. Get that, and then the wheel will go. I stopped there because if I put the wheel on, then you have to maneuver around it to get the other stuff in. I always want to put the wheels on last. So that's what it looks like now. Yeah, I definitely should have chosen different wheels. I'm not so happy with those anymore. I'm not gonna change them now. But if I ever do one of these again, I'm definitely going to choose different wheels. And I want to see. It's probably just the generic. It's probably not the starter V8. I don't think. No, it is starter V8. Because I want to go ahead and get a starter now because I know I'm going to need one. Most of this stuff that we're taking off now, we're going to be able to we're going to replace with performance parts. And some of it we're going to have to replace with new parts because you can't repair like the cam gears. 3-roller A's, crankshaft pulley. I'm pretty sure there are actually more rollers for this engine. So those are all V6B. So we want 4 of these, and you want 1 of each of these, and I want 2 of those, and 2 of those, 1 of these, 1 of these, 1 of these, I think 1 of those, I'm not sure. I know it takes ignition coils. So I need 4 of those cam gears. And I need 2 of these I need 4 of these bearings. And then I need the V6B head covers. Because I need like 2 of these, and 1 of these, and 1 of these. See if I remember these properly. And I know I'm going to need the belts and the thermostat. I'm going to go ahead and buy the water pump because the one I have is like a single digit. Don't have any of these timing covers, so I'm going to buy all of those. Yeah, 5% on that water pump is probably not going to come back for us. I didn't buy rings. I need to buy rings. These pistons and rings are trash. And we'll try to repair the block and the crankshaft. So we didn't repair the crankshaft. Crankshaft V6B. And it takes an i6 oil filter. Okay, so ARM V6B. I thought I might need that. Oh, I need to buy caps too. So for a V6, it's 2 caps, 2 crank caps, and 6 rod caps. And what else was I thinking just now? I know that there's a roller B that goes on the end of that arm. Oh, and I was thinking about a belt tensioner too, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to need one of those. And that's the bottom side of the engine done. All the pistons are in and the oil pan is on. Now we can finish assembling the top half. This gray part here looks like plastic to me. Sure, it's supposed to be metal, but it looks like plastic. Yep, there's that belt tensioner. I knew I was going to need that. So there's another roller A that I need. One of these days, the only engine that I have for sure memorized is the DOHC V8. I have memorized for sure how many rollers it uses, but the other ones it's always kind of a hit and miss thing. So that's all finished now. I want to get the plugs in. You can wait until you can wait until you're done. You could put on the crankshaft bearings, and you can put on the head covers, but I don't like to do that because it makes you have to get above it to look down into the hole where the spark plug goes, and I find that to be a bit awkward. So I like to put the spark plug and stuff in first and then build up around it. And the thermostat goes back here. I think I need to buy... Yep, I don't think I bought that, did I? I did. Alright, now that is done. Remember what it looked like before? Nice, and it's nice and shiny and glittery now. Okay, as usual, first order of business is to put oil in it. There should be a test bench we could put an engine on and hook it all up and run it, because it would be better for the engine if you could, if you could put it on a test bench and run it at idle for an hour. That would be that's a good way to make sure it's all broken in properly and that everything is working the way it's supposed to before you put it under a real load. This drive shaft here should be the last part. And that is it. Perfecto. Let's go ahead and move it over to the dyno. See what Barney the Purple Dinosaur here can do. So starting at 277. Pretty good. It's not turbocharged, so you shouldn't expect a whole lot, but that's not bad. I'm going to quickly run in here, and I want to make a note of the numbers for this purple, because I really like the color. I'll write these down in my notepad. There we go. Yeah, it looks good. I wonder if that's really like that up there on the corner of the frame. Yeah, it looks alright. I wonder if the lit mods usually look good anyway. I always like to look and see if they actually have a clutch pedal, since we went to the trouble of putting in a clutch and a clutch and a throwout bearing, and so often you get into a car and you find out that it's an automatic. It doesn't even have a clutch, but this does, so it looks right. We can take it out and go for a drive. Okay, so here we are. Yeah, I still really like the color. I like the color a lot. I just really wish I had picked a different set of wheels for it. I think it would look better with a different set of wheels. But it is what it is. Let's see if we can control this thing. It's not all squirrely like some cars that I've driven down this track. Some of them are really hard to keep in a straight line, but this is, I think we've topped out at 176. You see, once I lose control of it, it's like it harks over to the side. It's not bad though. 177 top speed. We could certainly get 200 if we messed with the gearing. That's not bad at all. I like how it turned out. Okay, so now it's time to find out how much this thing is actually worth. Remember, it was what? 16,000 something? 16,827 or 16,800 I think is what I paid. And we're at $129,000 now. Might even be 130. Yep, 130,000. That's definitely a nice return on the investment there. Now I have a 370Z in my collection that I have kept already. If I didn't already have one, I might be inclined to keep this one because I really like the color. I could always pull mine out and repaint it. But yeah, this is definitely very nice. It's a nice mod. It drives well. It looks good. Well put together. I really like it. So go ahead and sell it. I think we've made well over like 1.1, 1.2 million today just selling the cars that were here. But yeah, that's what we do here. So that'll wrap this one up. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I really appreciate you coming to check it out. And I hope to see you again here for our next Junkyard adventure. So on that note, bye for now.